In the crackdown, we have some little feral cats here. So this is a video about Bonnie and Tim, and I just want to say that I apologise to Tim for telling him to get some young hot fit pussy and to leave Bonnie. I do apologise. I do feel that triggered Tim's anorexia. This is a little feral pussy here. Is so cute. We're going to get him desexed soon. So we rescued him from the yard. Guys, adopt, don't shop. Alright. I'll just put a little sleepy pussy back in my lap. He can just chill down there. And you sort of see what's going on. Daddy Durianrider. I've got a pussy between my legs. That sounds a bit weird. But anyway, we're going to have Tim's anorexia, his battle with anorexia, Bonnie Rebecca, no longer vegan. Again, this is not a hate video. This is just sharing honest comments and criticisms as someone who helped them get on social media, helped them earn hundreds of thousands of dollars by the vegan community, etc. My Mac's overheating. I'm just trying to work out what's going on here. But so Tim dealing with anorexia, obviously clearly in those photos, looking very, very gaunt, hiding anorexia, under the in the food maps or I've got a really sore stomach, I can't eat anything. If that was a teenage girl saying that, we're like, oh, okay, she's a rich girl, anorexic, blah blah blah. And we have a 20-something boy from mummy's boy, funded by mum and now funded by girlfriend. So having that non-masculine, no masculine responsibility, and then when you have that, your girlfriend will just be like on your back all the time, and so you'll feel like this beta guy, and that's not going to be good for your health as well. But bottom line, everything that is the foundation of this whole thing that's going on with Bonnie and Tim right now is just anorexia based, it's narcissism based. I remember talking on the phone for what seemed like hours. I mean, I recorded the conversation. I could look up the exact time length it was, but it was I think it was in start of 2017, or maybe end of 2016. I remember Bonnie was on the phone, just like going, Tim's got zits. How dare you, my boy? You gave my boyfriend zits, and it's better than giving your boyfriend crabs. But anyway, so they were on the phone for like an hour. Bonnie was just there, and I could tell Tim was just sitting next there in the background. And was it Tim on the phone? It was one of them on the phone to me. And actually, no, I think it was Tim. Bonnie made Tim call me, and then in the end of the conversation, I said, "Put Bonnie on." Bonnie, I can hear Bonnie's in the background, like she's just there. And then all of a sudden, Bonnie's like, "You gave my boyfriend zits," and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Okay, this is who we're dealing with. Get a couple of zits, it's the end of the world." And apparently Tim was taking antibiotics for a year because of acne. Hey, I'll tell you what, acne is purely cosmetic, and I understand we live in a narcissistic Instagram world where people unfairly judge each other on a few zits here. It's just weird, crazy stuff. So I think if Tim would take toxic antibiotics just for purely a cosmetic issue, what did he take in the past that maybe caused the acne flare-up? Was it anabolic steroids? Because I know when I've taken them and then you get off, you get this like acne flare-up. And a lot of girls who take the contraceptive pill, once they stop, the acne flares up again, or just new acne on their face. So when we introduce exogenous sex steroids, be it estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, into our body, they can cause acne flare-ups. And when they're clearing out of our system, they can also cause acne flare-ups. And again, it doesn't matter. It's just cosmetic. I don't know, for some teenagers out there, I remember when I was 14 and had some pimples on my face, I was like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. And some 20-something people have acne on their face and like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Don't put that picture on Instagram. I've got a zit on my nose. Like, who cares? All right. In the bigger world out there, who cares if you've got some zits? All right. Who cares if you've got anorexia? Then that is an issue, because people do die from anorexia. But before you die, you live a very miserable life, and your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your mom or your grandparents or your workmates, they also deal in your misery of anorexia. I myself have been anorexic. If you look at some of my photos in 2002, I sort of restricted my diet so much during trying to do raw food that I got to an anorexic BMI. And once I saw a couple of photos of myself and my performance started dropping off, I'm like, okay, I need to eat more. I need to start getting some more calories in, because whilst the weight loss was good for cycling, I got too lean, and then my power's dropping off, my motivation's dropping off, everything's dropping off. So I'm like, okay, bring it back up. So I sort of accidentally fell into that, but once I realized I was in that little pit, I'm like, okay, get back out. So that's the difference between someone who's anorexic by choice which everyone is, or anorexic because they're like just trying to avoid adult responsibilities, etc., etc. And that's why you'll see that I've never met, dealing with thousands of anorexics over the years on social media and in person, and even having girlfriends and stuff, anorexics, I've never ever met one of them who didn't come from money. They all come from money. Their parents are lawyers or doctors or psychologists or psychiatrists or bank managers or CEOs or just very successful people at earning money, but very poor at parenting, that their kids have a lot of pressure on them and they get into drugs. Here's the thing, rich kids get into these things. They get into drugs, eating disorders, or crazy sort of sex stuff. That's generally one of those things. Like sometimes it combines all three, and that's when you get in a real bad situation. But it's drugs, drug addiction, sex, crazy stuff with that, out of balance stuff, out of balance pussy, or anorexia, eating disorders. So it's really, 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 really common. I've never met anyone who had a full-on blown eating disorder came from poor money. All the girls in my community have always come from money, had anorexia and stuff like that. And same with the guys as well. They come from money. And they hide behind, I've got bad digestion, I can't eat that, So Bonny even said that Tim was eating, all he was eating was steamed vegetables and sweet potato. Now, maybe you're watching this video, maybe you're 16 or 18 or whatever, or, and you're like, I know a girl or a boy at my school, most likely a girl. I know this rich girl at my private school, and she's anorexic, and all she eats is like, steamed potatoes and vegetables, And yeah, so that's the anorexia diet. So whenever I hear that, I'm like, okay, it wasn't the vegan's fault. It was someone with anorexia got into the vegan world, restricted their diet more down to, sweet potatoes and steamed vegetables, and then they just failed. And rather than say, hey, look, guys, I had an eating disorder. All I was eating was sweet potatoes and fucking lettuce. And I got down to like 50 kilos. Rather just to take that masculine responsibility, go, look, guys, this is stupid. They go, no. It was because I was a vegan, And they'll spend thousands of dollars to naturopaths and doctors or anyone who'll enable that anorexia. Oh, you can't eat carbohydrate. You can't eat this. You can't eat that. We'll give you a little food list here of a couple of things you can eat. Don't eat too much of those, though. Not too many calories. And definitely no rice, no fruit. If someone's saying don't eat rice or fruit, there's a big problem there. And the worst thing is if someone's paying money to someone who's saying that, that's even worse. That's crazy. This little pussy's going wild down here. This is a house full of wild pussy. I think this computer's actually freezing up right now. I'm going to do a part 2 of this video. But anyway, I just wanted to say sorry for Tim for saying, get a girl who worship the ground you walk on, who will just really support you. I apologise for saying that. I think you're lucky that you've got Bonny because she can pay your way, just like your mum has. And that's the reason why a lot of these guys have this anorexia, and the same with women as well. You're not going to have an anorexic who's not enabled by their mum or their dad. Anorexia is a condition where people are enabled by that. Look at Eugene, the list goes on. So this, again, it's not a hate video. This is a video to create some discussion and talk about these real world situations going on, especially with social media. Social media perpetuates this stuff, even with because Bonny is taller than Tim by quite a fair bit. So every photo, Bonny would get Tim to sort of stand up straighter, and Bonny would sort of bend down a bit, so it looks like she's really tiny and he's really tall, but it's the other way around. And that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to be with someone tall or short. Height doesn't really fucking matter. But on social media, people are, oh my God, it's like the perfect picture. And then that creates mental health issues. So anyway, that's a little quick talk about the video. We'll do another follow-up on that one. So hopefully they can get better. And the solution isn't eating fish and chicken and stuff like that. Because if that was the issue, then all these anorexia clinics around the world who feed their patients fish and chicken and stuff like that would cure anorexia. Anorexia is a condition people slip into from calorie restriction, trying to be perfect. Or it's people who really want to push the leaner style a bit too much, and then they can slip into that mental health issue as well. This video will follow on. Thanks for watching.